Good day and welcome back. We're doing the third video of trigonometry where we're looking at the different trig functions. We've done in the first one sine function, second one we did the cos function, and in this one we will look at the tangent function. Our first graph is the standard graph of tan of x in the interval negative 360 degrees up to 360 degrees. When we look at this function, we will see at 90 degrees we will have an asymptote. What is an asymptote? Asymptote is a line that the graph don't touch. Likewise, at 270 degrees we also have an asymptote. At negative 90 degrees we also have an asymptote, and at negative 270 degrees we also have an asymptote for the standard graph of tan of x. Our next graph is 2 tan of x, which means all my values is now doubled. Every y value that I calculated, I double it, and I see that my graph becomes a bit steeper than the normal graph. The following graph we look at is tan of x, but minus 2, which means my graph shifts 2 units down. So my starting point that was at 0 is now at negative 2, and my asymptote remain at 90 to 70, minus 90 and minus 270. So let's quickly discuss the period for the tan graph, the standard tan graph. The period for to complete a complete graph is 180 degrees. For the sine and the cos graph, we had it in 360 degrees, but for the tan graph is 180 degrees. So, if I look now at tan 2x, I will have 2 tan graphs in a period of 180 degrees, which means my period now becomes 90 degrees. For the following 2 graphs, we look at the shift of 30 degrees left and right. If we look at tan of x minus 30, the angle, I'm subtracting 30 degrees, which means everything that I do will now only happen 30 degrees later. So, if I subtract 30 from 30 degrees, I will have sine of tan of 0 degrees. So, at 30 degrees, I will have the same value as at 0 degrees. 45 degrees later, at 75 degrees, I will have a value of 1, and I will continue towards an asymptote at 120 degrees for tan shift 30 degrees to the right. For our next graph, we look at tan of x plus 30 degrees, which means everything now happens 30 degrees earlier because I'm adding 30 degrees to the value of x, which means at tan of negative 30 will already give me the value of 0 degrees. Everything shifts now to the left because everything happens earlier. For our next shift, we look at tan of x minus 90, which means it shifts 90 degrees to the right. So our graph, where my asymptote was at 90, my asymptote now is at 180 degrees and at 360 degrees. So, can you think how tan of negative x will display? Yes, it will be a reflection in the x-axis, or a reflection about the x-axis, and the arm that went up now goes down. Do you notice the difference? Do you notice what is happening? Now, for purposes of enrichment, we look at tan of negative x minus 90 degrees. Now, remember when you worked with quadrants, tan of negative x will be in the 4th quadrant, minus 90 will take you to the 3rd quadrant, and because the name is 90, it must change to the co-ratio which is cot of x. And how will this graph display? Yes, well done. This graph will now pass through 90 degrees and it will have an asymptote at 0 and the other asymptote will be at 180 degrees. The next asymptote will then be at 360 degrees. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. If you loved it, tell your friends. If you found it extremely useful, share with others. I trust the explanation served you well. For help or assistance with mathematics, feel free to get in touch with me. Cell phone and my email is displayed. Online tutoring sessions are also available. My affiliations at this point is with AK Snapshots in Tafelsig as well as Facebook online lessons with mathematics. Hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.